What's up, guys? Alright, so I'm Talis. I'm going to be guiding you through this tutorial workshop where we're going to go through how to develop and build your own xNFT. We're going to be going through how to set up your developer environment, how to set up your backpack wallet environment, and how to develop xNFTs, how to get data into your xNFTs in different ways, from SDKs to Websockets. So we're going to be doing quite a few things, you know. The aim of this workshop is for you to learn how to build your own xNFT, how to deploy it easily, and how to also build on top of Hxro with our Parimutuels SDK. So yeah, very exciting stuff, and let's get right into it. All right, so let me run the code real quick. All right, and we're running. So right here, as you can see, this is our backpack application right here. I'm going to show you how to install the dev version. This is the developer version. There are two versions, as you can see right here. There's this white one and this regular red one. This one's a user-facing one, and this is the developer one that I'm gonna show you how to install in a minute. But anyways, so I'm running the application off of DevNet. So if you go to Preferences in your xNFT, you go to Solana. You get RPC connection, you go to DevNet, you click that. It doesn't really matter, like either way shows you xNFT, but we're going to be working on DevNet, so let's keep it on DevNet. Anyways, let's run it. It's gonna take a little bit, but you know. And right here, look at this. Great. So we're doing a few things here. We're getting data from Websocket to get the live price of BTC every time it changes, and we're also getting the Parimutuel data from the Hxro SDK to get all of the data from the next slot on the 5-minute Parimutuel market. So we're going to talk a little bit more about what is that in a second. But as you can see here, this is our application. We can do a inspect as well. You can do inspect. Let's see what happens when a user plays a position. We're consoling out, enter the position, $10. Then he wants to place a $100 short. Enter $100 short. Nice. Alright, so it's working. And yeah, this is the demo. So now we're going to be talking a little bit about what are xNFTs and what are Parimutuels. xNFTs stands for executable NFTs, which is a new breed of fungible tokens that allow users to interact with applications from their wallet. It is run through the Backpack operating system, which you can find in your Backpack wallet, and it allows for users to be able to own and run the code locally for any xNFT app that they have. It's basically just applications, but decentralized, in a simple way. If you really want to learn more about what xNFTs are, there's a good video right here by Coral, and where Armani is talking about and is going through what xNFTs are, how the infrastructure work, and how everything works behind the curtain, basically. I would really recommend you to go watch it. It's down below in the description. So, what are Parimutuels? On a high level, Parimutuels are just like short-term options where you can bet on the volatility of Bitcoin and any other asset themselves. So let's say that you have a 5-minute Parimutuel on the price of Bitcoin. You first set your bet or your position. Either way, you're long or short if you think that Bitcoin's gonna go up or down in the next 5 minutes. And then after that, you get a locked price, which that locked price is going to take it, and for the next 5 minutes is going to see if the price falls below or above that locked price. If it falls above, the longs win. If it falls below, the shorts win, and then the payout is based on that. Now that's a simple high-level overview of what it is. If you really want to learn what it does and how it works, I would recommend you to come in here to our docs and read a little bit about what it does. Let's go a little bit overview of what we're going to need to build this xNFT. We're going to be needing a few things here. Installed Node.js. You're going to need TS Node, have Yarn, have some experience with Typescript since we're gonna use it for React. Have the backpack dev wallet installed, which we can see right here. You can just go to github.com/curl-xyz/backpack, which is going to be in the description as well, where you can go through the whole process of installing the developer wallet to build your xNFTs. As you can see here, you have a whole process of how to do it locally. It's very simple, few steps. Then we're going to be needing this xNFT template, which we're going to build on top of. What you can do is just use template, create new repository. Let's call this Hxro XNFT dash I don't know, workshop. There you go. We create this repository based on the template. And bam, here we have it. We can then clone it to our local development environment, and we can start developing our XNFT. Let's get to it. I'm gonna clone it up. Let's open up our terminal. Oop, let me close the XNFT that I had running here real quick, sorry. Alright, now cd into whatever place you want. I'm just gonna cd in Hxro. Let's clone it. Alright, let's cd into here, that's xNFT. Nice workshop. Alright, now let's test it out. Let's see if it works. We can just run yarn first to install our dependencies. Let's wait for that. There we go. And then we can run yarn dev. You're going to be seeing also a local host version here, a sublink where you can check the XNFT out, which has hot reloading to see your changes and everything. But I recommend that you get used to more just developing straight away here on the XNFT, on the backpack wallet itself. So you can run the simulator, and as you can see here, there we go. Hello world, this workshop was made with love. By Hxro. It's supposed to say by Hxro here, but yeah, you can't really see it. There you go, by Hxro. Alright, so let's get right into it. And you can see right here that there it is. Hello world, this is a workshop what's made with love by Hxro. Nice. So these are xNFT currently, and well, currently can't do much other than just show us some text. So let's try to get some data in it. We're going to go to components, where we can create a new folder called coinprice.tsx, where inside we're going to import useState and useEffect from React. And we're going to create a function called coinprice, which we're going to connect it to a WebSocket connection, so that we can then retrieve data of the live price of BTC, filter it out, format it a bit to make it nicer, and we're going to showcase it to the user on our XNFT. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to set our variables for price. So price set price equals useState to 0. All right. Then we're going to call it useEffect, so we can then get all our data nice and neatly right here. All right. Let's create our WebSocket connection real quick. We're going to first do const WebSocket equals new WebSocket Alright, like this we can create and we can establish a new WebSocket connection where we can pass in a string as our WebSocket URL. You're going to be finding this exact URL down below in the description. After that, we're going to do a WS on open event, listen event, so we can trigger something when it opens up a connection. Then we're going to have WebSocket on message, so we can listen for all the data that's going to be going through the WebSocket. Instead of here, the data, we're going to just call it a feed. Alright, so we're going to want to format this data first so we can use it. So let's call this variable data, which is going to JSON parse feed that data. Nice. Then after this, now this WebSocket specifically gets the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana as well. So we're going to want to filter a little bit here to get specifically the price of Bitcoin. So we can do this simply by doing an if statement. If data from SIN equals BTC and data to SIN equals USD. Then we're going to pass in our data price into the price variable up there with set variable. So just set price to data that price. Nice. Alright, so right here we have our data. We're almost done here. We're just going to create another event to listen on close. And right here we can just return. Then we can call the WS close function so that it closes the WebSocket connection. After that, below the use effect, we can just return our price finally. Nice. Oh, I forgot to do export default function coin price. Nice. Alright, so here it is. Here is our WebSocket connection that gets the price of Bitcoin, BTC USD, and returns us the live feed. So let's try it out first, shall we? Alright, and so now that we're here, we can just import it and call it again here from our own homepage. So let's just check it out. So coin price. Oh, quick fix. Let's just import it real quick. Import it from components, coin price. Nice. And let's just set here BTC USD index. Alright, so let's check it out. Let's see how it works in the xNFT. We can then just run on the terminal dev, and we should be ready to go. So, alright, simulator. Takes a little bit of time. Let's see if it works. As you can see right here, we're seeing the price of Bitcoin right there. And well, it's updating, but yeah, it ain't nice. So let's format this real quick. Let's create a function so that we can format this. Let's just call this function formatted price. we're going to pass in a num, which is going to be a number, of course. Alright, so I copy pasted this formatted price function right here that we can use to format this, since, you know, I don't know this by memory. So anyways, after this function, we're going to be able to close our application. Yeah, we got an error, of course. We're gonna run to restart it, and let's wait. And there you... Oh, that's right, sorry. I forgot to wrap it on the end when we were returning it. Alright, so let's just do... I forgot to pass it into the formatting thing. Formatted price. And on home screen, let's just add a little $sign right there. Alright, this is just to show that it's $sign, it's USD. Anyways, if we go back to xNFT, we restart it and we go back in. There you go. We have the nicely formatted price of Bitcoin so that users can actually understand and see what's going on. Alright, great. Alrighty, now that we have our BTC USD price data in here, we're gonna start getting now more into the blockchain and extracting some Parimutuel data. Alright, so first we're gonna want to install a few dependencies, of course. So we're gonna close our app real quick. You can do this with simple Ctrl+C on our terminal, clear, and we're going to just do yarn add, and we're going to add this, and we're going to paste this in the description as well. We're going to be adding the Solana Web3.js library. Alright, while we wait for that, let me just copy paste the Hxro Parimutuel SDK library as well. So then yarn add, alright, nice. Now that we have both libraries installed, we can just import them here. Alrighty, so now that we got this all set here, and let's get some data in here. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is make a connection to the Solana blockchain. So we can do that very easily just by doing a const connection. Alright, so usually we would set up a connection to the Solana blockchain when building our xNFT. The ideal way is to do it through the user's connection through Backpack. So we can use the use Solana connection method as well. That is inside over here on our hooks, as you can see there, an xNFT hooks. It's use Solana connection right there, right? But for the moment, we're just going to use the regular Solana connection to connect to the Solana DevNet. Oh my god, how many times have I said Solana, right? Okay, so yeah, we can just do that by setting up a new Web3, and from there we can import the connection method. Then we're going to pass in an RPC link, which there's already a this method already has and the SDK already gives you or helps you with a standard, or what do you call it? A default, yeah. A default connection that you can set up for mainnet, devnet, and testnet. So let's just do that for devnet right now. So Web3 cluster API URL. We're going to be choosing the devnet, and then we're going to want to wait for it to confirm the actual connection. Now we're going to be wanting to go and connect to the Parimutuel, to the Parimutuel protocol. We can do that first by establishing a config, by setting our config to dev, which our SDK already helps us up with. Sorry, my English a little bit bad right now. All right, so SDK dev config, and then we can const and set our Parimutuel Web3 connection. With the Parimutuel Web3 method, like we did before with the connection, we're going to be able to connect to the Parimutuel network. There it is. And all we have to do is really just pass in the config and the connection. Nice. Alright, so we already established both our Solana and our Parimutuel connection, so let's start getting into it. Let's start using it actually. Alright, so now that we established our connection here to the Parimutuel protocol, we're going to be wanting to filter first our markets. So let's first filter by market key. So what's the market that we want? We want the BTC USD market. So we can do that easily by with a enum from the from our SDK. We can set that up as from market pair enum. Jesus. And we can see right there the options that we have. So just BTC USD is fine. Then we're going to filter it out. No. Then we want to get our markets. So markets inside of the BTC USD pair. Actually, let me change it to pair because it's easier to understand maybe. Okay, so we can just establish, we can just get this mark. Okay, so we can just get these markets with the, well, guess what? The get markets market with this function. So okay, so we can just then get our market pub keys that we need with the get market pub keys, right? So all we really have to do is just pass in config and the pair that we want. So config and pair. Nice. After that, we're going, not yet. After that, we want to specify which market term we're going to be looking up. So we can just set up the 300 market term, which this would be equal to 5 minutes in seconds. Nice. Okay, and we can just filter out markets by term equals markets.filter I'm gonna call this a market, of course. A bunch of market words, I know. Market that duration is equal to 300. Alright, now that we have everything set up so that we can get our data, let's actually get our data, right? So we're going to be using a use effect right here so that we can call our data. Oh, we have to import use effect real quick, sorry. Just 1 second. There we go. Import a use effect from React, and then we can continue. Alright, so now that we established your connection, wait, sorry, what is this? Sorry. Alright, so now that we established our connection to both the Parimutuels network and the Solana DevNet blockchain, and we got all of the pub keys that we need so that we can then use them to retrieve all the data that we need. Now we're going to want to set up a object where we're going to be passing in all our information. So let's just set this to object. All right. We're going to be passing in all our information inside of here. So, and all our parimutuel information inside of here, so that then we can use it later inside of the code. Alright, so we're going to set up right here a variable called pariobj, so that we can pass in all the information that we need inside of here. Alright, after we have this written up, we're gonna create a use effect. We're gonna call a use effect function that that's going to help us retrieve all the data that we need. Inside of here, we're going to create an asynchronous function that's going to be called, let's see, how should we call it? I was thinking, yeah, get data, simple. It has to be asynchronous, so async. Nice. So out of here, let's set up a try catch real quick, so it's easier to catch if we have any errors. So let's console.error, any error. Okay. And inside a try, let's start working some magic. So first, let's retrieve our parimutuel objects. So from here, we can just simply assign to let's call it parimutuels. Right here, we're going to assign an object that's going to await from a method inside of from a function inside of the parimutuel web tree method that we called earlier. So parimutuel web tree right there. We're going to get parimutuels. And we're going to be passing in all the pub keys from the parimutuel specifically that we want, that we filtered out earlier. So it's going to be this one right here. So, oh wait, the 300 here. Alright, sorry about that. Just fixing some stuff here that I saw. Anyway, so we're going to be passing in this right here, which is an array of parimutuel market pub keys that are going to be helping us get off the other contests that are going on and on and on and on. So let's get them. All right. So get parimutuels, and we pass in the pub keys of the markets that we want. Markets by term. And just to try it out first, let's try this first, all right? So we're going to be setting our object to this first. So just set pariobj to parimutuels. Now parimutuels itself is an array, so what we can really do, instead of just getting all these different objects inside of it, let's just get the first one, and then let's go into info, and inside of info we can go to parimutuel, so that we can get all the data that we're going to be basically just working out of here right now. We're going to be getting here active live positions, active short positions, from those two we can also get the odds for each market. We can get the index, we can get the market close, we can get a lot of stuff here. So let's just retrieve for now the pub key. Sorry, the index. Nah, better the active long positions. Let's put it to number. All right. And we can just pass it in. I mean, it's not an object yet, but it will be in the future. We're going to pass it in like an object with different types and different variables inside, but for now this works. Okay, anyways, let's call the get data function from outside here. and we're actually going to be calling it from a set interval. So set interval and then we can just put a timer here. Let's just do every 1 second. This is in milliseconds, by the way, so every 1 second we're going to be fetching get data. So then we're going to be rendering it out right here. And we're going to be passing it in to the Parimutuel variable right here, which we're going to just call here, and we can showcase it. So let's just see how it looks. Let's just see what it returns, right? So this is the pub key, or the active log positions actually. So let's just do long pool equals body obj. Alright, and alright, sorry, so since we're just passing in a number right now, we're just going to set it up for a number so it can work, because it's not an object yet. So anyways, this should work in theory, so let's see what happens here. Alright, now that we got that set up, we can check here, and there we are. We should be getting our pool data every second updated for the latest, not the latest, maybe the last, I would say, yeah, for the last pool basically. Alright, so how do we ensure that we make it for the latest pool only? So we don't want it to be an expired pool. That right there, it's probably an expired pool that already expired like 2 contests ago. So how do we get that a live one where people can still deposit on, and where we can check up on the long and short so people can know if they can deposit yet, how much how much is in the pools, and other stuff like that? Well, we can do that simply by first getting the actual duration of the time. So let's just do const duration is equal to markets by term 0.duration. So we can get the duration of the market that we're filtering here. And then by this, we're going to be filtering inside of all of this, inside of all of the parimutuels in here, we're going to be filtering to the one that is the next or the latest based on this duration that we have right here. So we're going to be checking for the one that's about to expire in 5 minutes, or the one that's about to begin in the next 5 minutes rather. So let's get that set up. We can do that simply by doing a filter. So let's just call this a new variable pari markets, rather pari next, so we know it's the next pool that's going to be available. Let's do that real quick. Pari next equals Parimutuels. We open up this bracket. We're going to pass our conditionals here. First, check if the Parimutuel time to start is going to be more or less than the time right now. So we want to make sure that it hasn't expired yet, that it wasn't like expired 2 days ago, but rather that it's about to expire afterwards. So let's just do that. Alright, that's the first one. And then the second one is going to be, you can just copy paste this right here. So it's going to be less than date now plus duration times 1,000. What we're really aiming here with this filter right here, what we're really getting is just making sure that we're getting the one that's next, not the one that's locked up because users can deposit in this one, and not the one that's upcoming because it's going to take too long until it's going to become the next. So we just want to get the one that's officially next, so that we can allow users to enter that one. Alright, so after doing that, we should be able to get our latest Parimutuel. So let's just delete this, and let's start actually getting the variables for our Parimutuels, right? So what are the variables that we're going to have, that we want at least, to show our user? We're going to want to, or that we're going to use. We're going to want the long pool, right? We're going to want the short pool. We're going to want the long odds, but these are we're going to get in a different way. We're going to want the short odds. We're going to want also the what else? Time to start. And we're going to get the pub key so that we can utilize it on the back end for users, to allow users to enter the market that they want. The pool that they want, rather. Or contest, however you want to call it. So, let's first get the long pool. The long pool we can easily get by first getting into our already filtered through Parinext object. So just Parinext 1. And let's go into info. Then let's go into inside of Parimutuel. Then we're just gonna do active long positions. Then for this one, oh, sorry, I forgot to say to number. Then for this one, it's going to be the same thing. So we can just copy, paste here, but instead of long, it's going to be active short positions. Nice. Then for odds, all we really have to do is just use a method that the SDK gives us. So we can just use SDK that calculate net odds, and we pass in different things. So what we're going to pass in is first the pool that we want to get the first one off, like we're going to get the odds for the long pools first. So let's just do long pool. Then second, it has to be the sum of the two pools. So we have the whole pool, so it's going to divide it by that. Then we can just do that simply by adding here total pool equals long pool plus short pool. Nice, so we just put here total pool. And then we're going to have to pass in the fee of the network. So that the fee right now for this case is going to be 0.03, but in the future, you know, it's always going to be 0.03 or 3% for Hxro Network. But if you build your own contest, your own market, and you can assign the or even your own dApp, you'll be able to assign your own fee on top of it, so you can generate some revenue on top of your Hxro app as well. So let's just put that at 0.3 for now, just to calculate the odds. We can do the same thing for the one down below. Let's change this to short odds. Short pool, sorry. Nice. Then time window start is just alright, and for the pub key, instead of getting just into the info sub object as well, we can just get into pub key, and that's it. Yeah, and then to string, and we can wrap this We don't really need to do that yet, so that's fine. So we can just leave it at string. So, all right. So for setPariObj, all we really have to do is let's update it as an object then. So, it's not working. Let's check why. Oh yeah, because the pariObj object is actually a number here. So let's just put here object. Set it like that. All right. So since it doesn't exist in object because we haven't really assigned it, we have to create a new type for this Parimutuel object. So let's do that real quick up here. We're gonna do interface pari obj. And now we can assign this value to our pariObj. Close this, and there we have it. All right, so we shouldn't be getting any problem here. Yep, object is possibly undefined. That's fine with us because we're going to set it that if we have an object, then we can return this. Let's wrap this in a view actually. And then after that, we can just copy and paste for the other one. So time window start actually is going to be here, but we still have to format that into a clock. So let's just leave it out for now. Alright, so now if we go back and check in your app, we can check back in, go out, go back in, and anytime now we should be getting our object here to render. Let's see. Alright, so I found the bug. Apparently I just put this inside of a curly brackets, so you can't do that, so I actually didn't know that. So let's try again real quick. Try again this filter real quick. Alright, so we close it up, open it up. I should be getting the latest. There we go. Nice. Quickly, I forgot to add that I did something here as well, where at the end of our use effect here, I also added a const interval thing that actually reloads and clears all our interval data right here, so we can actually keep reloading without any problems for our users. So yeah, just to keep that in mind as well. Alright, so now that we have this running, you learned how to build your own xNFT, you learned how to actually get data inside it, you learned how to use the SDK, the Hxro SDK, to get all the parimutuel data that we need to showcase the user. On the next video, we're going to be talking about and showing you how to build a UI for this and how to build out a user interface that all our people that download the xNFT can use easily to place positions as well. So we'll also be going through how to place positions. All right, so stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching the video.